Hi everyone, I'm Sandy.
And I'm Barney. Welcome back to Bar San Homestead.
Today we want to take you through planting our garden in 2024. We planted 9 fruit trees, a bunch of berry bushes, and a whole myriad of other vegetables in our garden this last year.
We've never done this tree planting, or our tree planting before this way. So the hole is basically 3 feet square, and the backhoe here is digging down to separate the subsoil from the topsoil. And it's tough to do, but you do the best you can. The subsoil or the clay that's being dug out will be hauled away after. This procedure of planting these fruit trees is from an old time method that we learned about, and we wanted to try it because the orchards are supposed to really do well over the years.
So we started with 2 drain tiles at the bottom, and we capped those with a rock on each end. And after that, we put a layer of just smaller rocks on top of it.
Next, we put in a foot of compost, topsoil, and mulch, and then another layer of rocks, and then we saturated that.
And then here Barney's just putting another, about a foot of just the topsoil coming back in. And I'm just bringing some spilled water.
Here we are putting in some bone meal and phosphate, just sprinkling it into the hole for the growth for the tree.
And so Barney's just adding some more soil to cover that, and then this stone gets placed, and then the tree is going to actually sit on top of that, the tree roots.
We're supposed to spread them, but as you can see, I don't think we could spread these tree roots anymore. But it's a foundation stone for the tree, I guess. I think it grabs onto it over time and gives it strength. Plus, rocks let off minerals for all the plants. Here we are, just topping the rest of the hole up with topsoil. Sandy and I are both shoveling into here, filling the hole up, and finishing it off.
It was a really big job to plant the trees this way, but it has proved to be well worth it.
It took us 2 days, I think it was, to put in 9 trees and some berry bushes. Here we're making a dish around the top with the shovel just to hold the water, which we keep this around our tree even till today, till they get really good growth on them.
That is just a fertilizer, an organic fertilizer that we put, and then Barney just topped it off with water.
Right, that way it can soak in. Here we are just leveling the garden back out after all that work.
And there was just some more dirt to be spread around that the backhoe couldn't reach. And so between the 2 of us, Barney's using the machine and I'm using a shovel in my hands just to kind of clean up the edges of the garden.
Sandy's getting tired there. She likes picking them up twice. Unfortunately, this packed the garden down really good, and I did have to do a lot of rototilling to make up for that, to loosen it back up.
This is where the greenhouse is going to sit, and here what you're looking at there are the blueberries. We did plant 8 in total eventually, and then we have 3 pear trees, and we put them inside the greenhouse area because we think they might not do very well in the winter here, and so we were hoping to protect them from the winter winds.
It's a real experiment for us. We'll see how it turns out. Here we are just loosening up the garden there again, and we'll be getting ready for planting as we go here.
So while Barney's rototilling the garden, he had that area all set up and ready for potatoes. So these are our potatoes from last year. They just came out of the root cellar 4 or 5 days ago now. So they're getting eyes on them, and I'm just gonna cut them and get them ready for planting. So this is a red Pontiac potato. These are left over in the root cellar from last fall when we harvested. They are getting eyes on them, and that's what you're looking for when you want to plant. Most people who are farmers already know that's what you're looking for, but if you're just starting, what you want to do is you want to make sure you can take and put this whole thing in the ground just as it is. But if you want to make your potato stretch farther, I just take and cut my potato. I'll cut it in half so that there's a couple eyes on each side. So that's all I'm doing. So that then I'm just setting them in my bucket here. I will just take and divide it down in half this way. So you can see again, they've each got a few eyes on them. So this is the fruit trees, the 6 of them all planted down in our little orchard area, plus the berry bushes. And the gray that you're seeing on top is the leaf mulch that we put on top.
Some of those fruit trees had gone through a really bad winter at our last rental place, so they've done very well, actually, in their new ground. Here we are just raking out, and now we're digging for the potatoes to go into the first ditch. How many rows did we put in this year, hun, in 2024? Do you remember?
7.
7 rows?
Yeah,
so we have
that.
7 rows to go in.
So we've cut the Yukons and left them for a couple of hours. And now we're just going to be planting them about 6-7 inches down. And they're going to be, we're going to put them about 8 inches apart, spaced 8 inches. You can see the eyes aren't real big. These are still really nice, beautiful potatoes. They've been in the root cellar all winter, but they're just starting to get little eyes on them. So they are ready for planting. So we'll get started on that.
The potatoes in the rows, we just cover them with about 3 inches of dirt, 2 to 3 inches, until they start to come up. See, I'm just using a little bit of dirt over them till they start to come up, and then we cover them as they grow. Hi. Well, hello. Uh-huh. And how was your night? Really?
What you're seeing here is we don't have running water, and we have to haul our water in still to this day. Barney just figured out a system that works exceptionally great. He just uses a little pump, and it takes the water from the tank on the truck, and we use that to water everything with.
Right here, I'm moving the hose for Sandy. We started out doing it this way, and then we thought, this doesn't work out too good. Now we have a much better system where we each have a hose, one at the bottom end of the garden and one at the top end, and then we both water at the same time, and it goes way quicker.
So you're just seeing the shoots coming up of the peas there, and then this is just later on. This is our first weeding session, and so that's why we had to get the rototiller out again. The weeds were overtaking us, and so we needed help.
And the potatoes are starting to grow, and you can still see lots of dirt there, and we just pull it up from each side, and it hills them really good, and then the water stays in between the hill and goes directly to the potatoes.
The strawberries that you're looking at right here, they just were planted a lot of them that spring, and they started to produce by the end of the year. We call this our Elroy rhubarb. It's some kind of a jumbo. Maybe you know what it's called, but we don't. Anyway, it's massive. And it produces some really incredible stalks.
Yeah, the stalks, I've probably seen those up to 2.5 inches wide.
On some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And our little garden queen loves to come and have a visit with us. She really likes to shade herself in the rhubarb plant. And you'll notice when she gets up and walks here that you can still see her wound, but
Yeah.
she has got a lot heavier, and her wound is actually healed. The fur just hasn't grown over it at that point in the video.
Yeah, nowadays it's all completely healed over.
The corn I didn't think was going to make it, but it came along. It was just super slow.
Potatoes are doing pretty good. Everything is actually shooting up very well. It started out pretty slow, but then it just took off.
And then came forest fire season. We had fires in the south, and this is the smoke from that, and so the air is quite yellow. But everything still grew. It did slow it down a bit, and it cooled things off considerably too. Just a little bit of a harvest on our first and second harvests.
The strawberries were just beautiful. The tomato plants are inside of the greenhouse here. You can see the structure going up, and we still haven't got the tarp on it yet. But the pear trees were doing really good. She had some little peppers Sam was growing, some hot ones and some bells, and they did really good in there. Actually, the tomatoes by the end of the season did tremendous.
We attempted to try some asparagus, and our parsley did exceptionally well. And I planted a whole lot less dill this year.
Yeah.
But that's I saved dill seed, and that's my third year of using the same one.
These are seed carrots that we were trying to grow for our own carrot seed.
It's funny, the garden is a very magical place. It's very nice to be in there, very calming.
I think the cat loves it in there. She sneaks around, and we didn't have any mice problem that year.
No, we didn't. She's a very good hunter. So this is just our garden tour for 2024, and in our next video we will show you our great harvest. This garden produced a tremendous pile of food.
That it did. Bye for now, and we hope to see you in the next video.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.